I'm gonna show you one move that'll completely transform your entire body from head to toe, including your mind and all of your body, so that you can gain strength, skill, and sustainability. And we're gonna go piece by piece, and all of these aspects are gonna tie together into one move that you'll see by the end of the video. Now, this move begins in a very specific and very familiar position, a lunge. This is how we do a lunge. We go right angles through the legs. We also want to have a hollow core because that is the most powerful athletic position, just like the arch and architecture, a hollow core. Arms on your ears typically, but for this move, we're going to have the arms down. I like to use a diamond hand shape that you'll understand why in just a second. A lot of people, they'll go into a lunge in a very mistaken way. They might have their heel down like this because they have overly flexible Achilles, or they have a lack of knee mobility or quad strength, or for whatever reason. But what we want to do is we want to correct that and always be kind of looking at the details. And usually the body will try to revert to the path of least resistance. And so this position here will feel like it's the most difficult lunge that you can hold. And then if you do this for static training, you'll feel that strength start to develop and you'll turn into a gargoyle statue. This is the first position here. We'll have the arms out in front of us like this in a diamond position. So straight on, it'll look like this. The next part of this is transitioning down lower. So this is second aspect of the move. So going from this lunge position and then coming down low. This is called a snake squat. Some difficulties here might arise with the hip mobility, Achilles, lack of flexibility. Oftentimes they'll be trying to get down low and they'll have their heel up like this, or this knee will be bent. Their hip is kind of inwardly rotated, but we want to have a nice straight leg and we want the heel to be down, and we still want the hands out in front of us like this. So going from this lunge position and being able to come down, putting the knee down is an okay modification, but it's not ideal. It is okay. So keeping the hands like this, then we're going to reach forward and put the hands on the ground. So at this point, you might already feel like a lot of mobility being required, and that's the whole point. So step by step, piece by piece, I always use the analogy of like Lego blocks. You have all these different Lego blocks, and then we're assembling this into one skill that completely transforms your entire body. And it also begins with the mind, because you have to think differently and you have to work through a lot of those mental barriers. So from here, the hands are down. You already are feeling the mobility required. The knee might be down, but ideally we want to be in this nice low snake stance. Then from here, we're going to go ahead and bring the elbow all the way to the ground. Now watch this. This knee needs to stay off of the ground. This is like the most extreme version of yoga, right? So ideally, again, both knees off of the ground. The elbow touches, and then after that, we're gonna fold and collapse this down so that the shoulder comes to the ground. So tons of compression strength and mobility being required. As we come all the way down to here, we still have the knees off of the ground. The hip is off of the ground. This is like, what in the world are we doing? But like I said, this is all gonna connect together into one move that'll transform you. In all honesty, this is one of those moves that whenever I'm coaching, I like to see people just get this so that we can move on, because it is a fundamental skill that I would like to see everyone master, because there's applications to all aspects of life, sports, even being able to protect yourself from a fall. So once again, we're down here. We've collapsed all the way down to the shoulder. Now we're gonna go ahead and kick this leg up and over so that we're on our back, and both legs will go up, and then the arms coming around and the legs coming around. And this is what I call a hang glide position. We can do the hang glide in the air like this. We can do that as a vault over a box. Elbow, shoulder, hang glide position over. Then this leg bends now, okay? And this one is coming over the top. And we're coming up to our knee. Now this whole position right here, this is gonna demand a lot of mobility through your lower back. What often happens is that they don't have the mobility in their lower back to gently roll. They go kerplunk, kerplunk, kerplunk on the ground because there's no curvature down there anymore. So we want to have that nice curvature so that we can roll up to the knee. Now check this out. This is also training your brain because we're doing a crossover movement, and this is requiring the brain to work on both hemispheres. We're going from one side of the body, completely crossing over to the other side. In other words, we're painting a line on the ground from our middle finger all the way down the back, across, and all the way down to the outside of this foot. So we're having to think about both sides of our body, keeping everything connected and coordinated together. So it's like a physical brain game. So once again, from the lunge, down to snake, hands go down, elbow compresses, shoulder touches, coming over, smoothly rolling up to the knee. This is the mistake that people make. They often put their foot here and they're like, I can't get up. Or they switch their feet like this and they're falling. Or they come up like this and they smack their face off of their knee. All of these things being coordinated, and this is a basic that I would like everybody to be able to do. So crossing over, coming up to the knee smoothly. From there, we don't want to be lined up like this because this is an unstable, unbalanced position. We want to be here, so it's more triangular. So we have stability coming up, and then we're using the strength from the front leg to bring us back up into that nice lunge position. So the whole thing done with the hands diamond and all the way up to the lunge, and nice and smooth and controlled and clean. And like I said, this move will transform you from head to toe, especially whenever you start doing the opposite side too, because you want to be ambidextrous. You want to be able to move with quality on both sides of the body. And then this move stacks up into all kinds of other strength and skill used in conjunction with all kinds of other moves. And it helps to protect you for daily life because then you know how to fall and then get back up.